Okay, let's start the video. And if you like any prediction for any game, you can email me under my video or on my video. And we'll be talking about the Invincible number prediction for each game as we go along. As a result, get drawn. Last night's was EuroMillion and Mega Million. So let's get an update on those two games. And let's get back to the topic. There's a one-sided story and two-sided story, and if one person tells one-sided story, it's a one-sided story. If another person decides to come up and tell his story, becomes a two-sided story if the story are connected. And if any part of both sides of the two-sided stories are similar, then it might be the fact, or it holds the truth. When both sides of the story does not match, then it might be false, and unless both sides come to an agreement on that story, then it's not considered a fact, but just a story. So let's get along to the game. And remember, you can email me for any lottery illustration part 1 through part 18. And Invincible number system is the latest system that's very powerful. And you can email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com. And let's look at the result for the Mega Man and Powerball. The result for the Mega Man Powerball, as we can speak of, is the 11, 44, 45, 46, 70, and 25. And as you can see, that 44, 45, 46 are 3 consecutive numbers, and they already pull that from time to time. They only pull that once in a while. So now they're pulling 44, 45, 46, 70. And as you speak of, 1 to 35 would be a low matrix, and 36 to 70 will be high matrix. So they're really pulling high number matrix lately. But the good point is that number that just came as the first Invincible number, 11, finally pulled up the first Invincible number, 11. So if you have the chart, please follow the chart. Don't use the old one, use the recent one. The recent one will help you hit those numbers, 11 and 44, 45, 46, 70, and 25. 4 high numbers on the whiteboard, and 11 was the first Invincible number. The key is to know which Invincible number they will attack. So focus on that Invincible number. And first Invincible number had to come out last draw. And after the first Invincible number, they can skip the second Invincible number, which they did. They skip second Invincible. They might pull all high numbers, which they did last game. And nobody won the jackpot, so it becomes 77 million. So, and let's get to why it's important to know your Invincible number. Now, if you look at the key point of my player, I'm not going to show the top part, and this ticket was someone play 1 draw, add on mega play, yes, and start date 10/13, end date 10/13. So it's $30, so it's about 15 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines, because they play the multiplier. It's $3 per line, so $30. So they're not aiming for just the jackpot. they're aiming for all prize amounts. And as you can see, the second line, 11, 24, 29, 39, 62, 18. And then 9, 20, 37, 54, 64, and 8. And the key point is he hit the first invisible number on the first line. And then all went downhill because the number 44, 45, 46, nobody would have played those consecutive numbers. And then 9, 20, 37, 54, 64, 20, 24, 30, 43, 68. The problem of this line is he skipped it. He went too high, skipped the first invisible number. The key point is not to skip the first invisible number. Maybe have only one line out of the first invisible number starting point. Now, the second line, 20, 24, 30, 43, 68, and 24. And these two lines are pretty much the same. You don't have to have two same lines. Even though the mega board changes, you don't want to have two same lines. And then 10, 15, 29, 49, 66, 15, 39, 44. 44, he caught the 44, 50, 56, 67. And then he caught 11, 44, and 46 on the 8th line. And then 12, 19, 23, 62, 69, 10, 15, 29, 42, 68. He caught the 11 on the 8th line as first invisible, and then he caught 46 and 44 as two of the high numbers. And because he matched three numbers, almost four numbers. Why? Because the 45 was a consecutive numbers. Also, that pretty much ruined a lot of tickets that people have played because they wouldn't guess that three consecutive would have come last draw. Some people might play 44, 45, 45, 46, or 44, 46. They would not play 44, 45, 46. And because of that, he missed it an inch with 4 or 5 numbers. But he did get the mega plier. If you go back up, and mega plier was 2, because he hit the mega plier. Since 3 numbers about $10 and the mega plier is 2, he hit $20. So that's good. He'll hit more. He just missed it at one number by an inch. Now, if you look at the US Mega Board Invincible number chart as of Friday's, as of October's, you can see that 11 was at 5.6%. He played the 11 as a 5.6% as the invisible on that chart. So congratulations of hitting that 3 numbers. Even though the mega ball did not come out. The 25 came back to back within a couple draws later, and wouldn't expect 25 to come back again. But as you can see, 11 came on his ticket because he followed the chart of the invisible number chart. Because he followed the invisible number chart, he had hit that 3 number. He could have hit 5 number easily if all those if that 45 didn't throw us off. He would have hit that. He would hit those numbers. Now, if you look at the chart, let's discuss the breakdown of the chart. For last draw, even though 11 and 44 was a non-playable number for last draw, that 11 and 44 that was non-playable was in the invisible number list. And again, first invisible number was due. So I wouldn't expect 44 to come, but he did play 44. But I expected the first invisible number to come, even though it's a non-playable. First invisible number was due, because first invisible was due. A non-playable wouldn't have mattered at that point. So be sure to keep sending me those mini tickets. And again, 3 states, about 5 states that don't have the lottery, so they won't hold the Mega Million games. So these are 45 states, District of Columbia, and U.S. Virgin Islands that hold the Mega Million so far. And Euro Jackpot, EuroStar, Invincible number 1. Now let's look at that. 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. 3 is at 19%, 1 is at 18.73%, 2 is at 17.9%, and 4 is at 14.5%. 5 is at 12.4%. And you can see these numbers, why these are invincible. They're high percentage numbers. And second Invincible Star, instead of having 5, have 6, at 22% at 8, 14.88% at 7, 13.22% at 6, 12.95% at 5, and 12.12% at 5. I don't know why I put 5 twice. I'm going to have to correct myself. I think one of them should be 9 instead of, it should be at 9 instead of 5. So let's double check the list. I have the list here. It's called Euro Jackpot. Yes, there we go. Euro Jackpot, and you can see after 5, 9 is at 12.2%. So 5 is at 12.95%, and 9 is at 12.2%. And then 10 is at 11.29%. Let's show everybody again. 9 is at 12.2%. So 9 is at 5th place. And let's look at the result. Country that has the has the Euro Jackpot. You can see the list: Denmark, Croatia, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Iceland, Italy, Lithuania, Latvia, Netherlands, Norway, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, Czech Republic, Hungary, and as you can see, here's the US Powerball Jackpot, Invincible number. So file this for tonight. This will be the Invincible number for tonight, and you can see they might draw one of these Powerball Invincible numbers for tonight's draw. And these are the states and country that has the Powerball. So 45 states and District of Columbia and U.S. Virgin Islands. Let's look at the EuroMillion Jackpot EuroStar Invincible number. The EuroStar Invincible number, the first Invincible number, first star Invincible number is 1 at 18.54%, 2 at 18.2%, 3 16.53%, 4 at 11.66%, and 5 at 10.65%. And you can see this result, why these are called invisible numbers. Let's show everybody. EuroStar number 2, invisible number. Before I announce the result, 9 is at 16.44%, 8 14.9, 7 12.42, 10 12.08, 11 11.58, and 6 at 9.99%. And the result was 5, 14, 38, 41, 46. And the lucky star number, as you can see, the lucky star number 1 and 10. 1 and 10 was the lucky number. And is it a coincidence or is it fact? It's not a coincidence, it's facts. Look. Second invisible number was 10. 10 was at 12.8%. It was at 4th spot for that invisible number 2 for the star number. So invisible star number 2, 10 was drawn at 4th place. So it didn't join any number. It didn't join 1. It didn't join 2. It didn't join 3. It didn't join 4. It didn't join 5. It didn't join 12. It only drew what's in the top invisible, and it could have drawn 6 easily, but it didn't join. It joined at the highest percentage, and you can tell. invisible star number 1, 1 was drawn as the first invisible number. So what happened? 6 didn't get drawn, 7 didn't get drawn, 8 didn't get drawn, 9 didn't get drawn, 10 got drawn, but not at the first spot. 11 didn't get drawn, and 12 didn't get drawn. So as you can see, the first invisible number was star number 1. So if you place 6 as the first invisible number, star, for the star number, you wouldn't have a high chance of hitting that star number. So 11, 1 was at first spot, so it continued to be at first spot. So with that 1 being drawn, 1 moves up again. So 1 moves up again, 10 moves up again. So that's why I told you on the last video that 1 has a low chance of moving out of the invisible number list as the first invisible number. That's why 01 is at first place, and it will continue to be at first place. That means if 01 gets drawn, since it's 1 to 12 star numbers, it's not that much. 01 could have easily get drawn for next Euro draw, which is Friday draw. You will see that you might see that 01 again, or you might see that 02 again, because you can see these 01 and 02 are around 18%, and 03 at 16%, and 04 at 11%. So that means you can see that 5% difference, and from 16% to 18% is only 2% difference. So these 3 balls are going from neck to neck per draw. So you can see 1, 2, 3 keep getting drawn and keep moving up, because they're the top invisible number out of 5 top invisible. These are the 3 top invisible numbers. So if you follow these invisible numbers, you will hit the star number. So not a coincidence that 1 and 10 got drawn, and not 6 and 10, or 6 and 11, or even 1 and 5, because as you can see, 5 wasn't in the invisible number as the second spot, second star number. Now, if you look at the list, for your main result, I developed the breakdown. For invisible number 1 was drawn as the first place at 18.5%. Fourth place for the invisible star number 2 at 12.08%. And then for the first invisible number, 05. Now, if you look at the result, 05 was drawn as the first invisible number. And then 14, even though 14 not on the invisible number 2, it went and skipped invisible number 2 and went to the third invisible number 3. That 14, you see? And then 38 is neutral, not on any invisible number for last night's draw for your min. And then 41 was the first, was the fourth invisible number chart. So far, how many invisible numbers were on the right position? 5, 41, lucky star 1, and lucky star 10. Now let's look at 46. 46 was the fifth invisible number. So as you can see, 46 was the fifth invisible number. 46, as you can see, got drawn on the right spot also. So not a coincidence that these got drawn on that position, because they are invisible number. Invisible number will get drawn from time to time, or most of the draw. So let's round out the result. 5, 41, 46, lucky star 1 and lucky star 10, they all got drawn on the invisible number chart in the right position. So except for 38, which is not in the invisible number chart, and 14 was not in the second invisible number chart, but it was in the third invisible number chart. So that 14, even though it didn't get drawn on the right invisible number chart, it got drawn in one of the invisible number chart. For instance, you're gonna see, even though maybe for example for next draw, maybe the third invisible number might not be drawn on the third invisible number chart, and that third invisible number might be drawn on the 4th invisible number chart. Or maybe it'll stay neutral, or even though it stay neutral, you will see every other number drawn in the invisible number chart. So if that third invisible number chart, if that third number doesn't stay neutral, it might get drawn on the third invisible number chart. So why? Because the invisible number didn't get drawn last draw, it might get drawn next draw. So follow the chart, follow the invisible number list, and that 1 in 10 isn't a coincidence. And if you play out of the invisible number chart for the special numbers, you won't have a chance of hitting that goal. So don't play out the chart. Don't decide to go, I want to play 9 as the first invisible star number for EuroMin. If you do that, you're not going to hit. So same goes for Mega Man, Powerball, and any other game. So now, these are a country that has EuroMin. You can look at it. And Iron Lotto Jackpot, you can look at that either 16.6%, 36.5% to 5%, 1, 3, 17, 25, 35, 43 as at 4%. So this one is short term. The rest of the grids are long term. And you can see only Ireland holds the Iron Lotto. And you can email me for the whole breakdown or any other invisible number chart by game at hyper_Dster@yahoo.com. And please be sure to donate, subscribe, share, and like my video.